Hey everybody. Did you ever get those magazines in the grocery store? Like, this might be backwards, but it's haunted history. It's a history from the History Channel, but it's a special issue magazine. So this one is actually a reissue of a special edition, and I got the first one. It's the exact same thing. I can show you. So this one came out in 2019. This one was reissued this year, and I picked one up because I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Looks familiar, but it looks interesting. I already had it. But Life puts them out. You can see this one's the world's most haunted places, and then National Geographic has them also, the strange but true ones. So these are always a lot of fun. I pick them up. I have a couple more on my desk too, but only one that's I bought it twice. But what was interesting, I believe it's this one. Let me see if I mark this page. Yes. So this one, that's the reissue. I noticed. I'm all dressed up like this because the other podcast I do is a haunt mess with my ghoul friends, Sarah and Dee Dee. So today we were recording our Halloween episode, and we decided to dress up and do costumes, which is always fun. So and we're going to share ghost stories, a real ghost story that really intrigues us. So Dee Dee shared the Alyssa Lamb story in the Cecil Hotel, and Sarah talked about randonauting and Nuke's Top 5 and how those videos, she's like, I don't know if they're real, I don't know if they're, acting, but to her that's, scarier than anything that Hollywood puts out, because she's like, if these people are making this up, they're great actors, better than any horror actors that she knows. But if they're not, then the terror is real, and it's just for her really entertaining. What she realizes, like, I know that sounds horrible, but it's just good because it made her think, like, can we attract something? So mine I wanted to share was the Bell Witch, because that one fascinates me. Just because it's one of it's an American ghost story. It's one of America's first documented. It's not the first, but it's one of the first documented cases. And he wasn't president then, but Andrew Jackson, he was a general. He even experienced the Bell Witch and couldn't figure it out. So it's very intriguing to me that there's these things like that happen. So I went through these books as I was preparing to tell my Bell Witch story. I pulled out my magazines, and I was like, well, son of a gun, none of these have Bell Witch in them, which is shocking to me, because on this map, there's a map in here I'll show you. So it's going to be, I think, show up backwards, but it shows all the haunting tales with little ghosties all around the world, or all around the country, the world. And they have, they don't have one for the Bell Witch, which I'm shocked. It's such a, and yes, now it's becoming paranormal folklore. That's what they call it. But it is a story that captivated people, and it could just be a legend, but it kind of shocked me that it wasn't included in these. So I guess I just wanted to comment on that today, that why isn't the Bell Witch one of the stories in here? I just was shocked. They have everything from real life murders, in murder houses like the Villisca Axe Murder House and H.H. Holmes Murder Castle, but even just stories. So I'm shocked that the Bell Witch got left off, and I hope that maybe they'll correct that. But I don't know, or is it just me? Is it just so much of a folklore and more of a legend, and not so much a story anymore? You can let me know how you think about that. I needed to say that today. Thanks for letting me get that off the chest and watching this.